The EU is trapping member states within the eurozone, leaving no clear way for them to ever leave, a leading academic told Express. The EU performed a U-turn this weekend after the bloc threatened to cut off vaccine exports to the UK. After widespread condemnation following Brussels' decision to trigger Article 16, effectively erecting a hard border on the island of Ireland, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen backed down following a call with Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Many have said the events which unfolded at unparalleled speed exposed the second-rate nature of the EU. Countries within the bloc that are discontented with the EU, mostly those in the south of the continent, might now reconsider their own place in Brussels, it has been suggested. Yet this will be an almost impossible feat, Robert Toombs, the renowned British historian, told Express.co.uk. He said almost every country in Europe is trapped inside the eurozone, the monetary area in which 19 states have adopted the euro. The problem comes as any country wishing to exit the euro, reverting to its old currency, would face harsh economic forces and distorted exchange rates. Any such move would ultimately devastate a country's economy at unprecedented rates. Talking about whether Brexit will give countries in the EU inspiration to follow suit, Professor Toombs said, "I am sure there will be more discontent, there's quite a lot of that already, but I think the thing is there's no obvious way out. Britain didn't dislike the EU more than most other countries in Europe, but we could leave it because we were out of the eurozone and hence the risks of leaving were not so great. In countries like Italy, France, Greece, where the EU is much more unpopular than it is in Britain, there is widespread belief that you can't actually leave it. So, what do? You might say the obvious thing in that case is to change the way it operates. But there's no suggestion of how you can do that, and hence people are in a sense stuck, they're trapped. Already many countries in the EU are tied to the bloc as a result of debt and previous contractual obligations. Greece, for example, to avoid default, loaned money from the EU and International Monetary Fund after the 2008 financial crisis, and is still to this day paying back the billions of euros sum. More recently, the EU approved a COVID-19 recovery fund to bail out those countries hardest hit, mostly in southern Europe, by the pandemic. Payout of the stimulus package has been delayed, however. German Chancellor Angela Merkel and French President Emmanuel Macron, both of whom were enthusiastic proponents of the fund, lashed out at Brussels for being too slow to get the money out.